Так, ну я пока что выбираю высокую сложность, как обычно. Если как приноровлюсь, возможно, поставлю на экстремальную. Но, в принципе, я так уже немного поиграл, я понял, что там будет, но все равно. Ну, я обычно играю либо на высокой сложности, либо на самой высокой. Так, наверное, звук еще надо уменьшить. Ну, в общем, игра вышла вчера или сегодня, я не знаю как. Скажем так, это что-то между Dragon Age, Ведьмаком и Ryzen.
Could you stand a little taller, just a tad?
Like this?
Yes, yes. The chin a tiny bit lower. Gaze a little more to the right. There! Now, hold the pose.
А что это татуировка? Или это даже не татуировка? Что это такое? Шоколад, что ли, ела? Не, вот я просто уже поиграл чуть-чуть, я не могу ее убрать. Я хотел бы, чтобы было без этого вообще. Я заморачиваться по поводу внешности не буду. Видимо, это болезнь, короче, какая-то. По-моему. Господи. Видимо, имя тоже нельзя поменять. Ну что, сойдет, я думаю, да? Ну, для себя я уже понял, что я хочу за инженера лишь потому, что здесь рекомендованные таланты взлом. Я, короче, такой игрок, что я считаю, что чем быстрее ты что-то своруешь, тем быстрее ты оденешься. Ну, вот, предположим, в Ремнант, который я проходил в августе, я играл тоже за средний класс такой. Ну, магом я не хочу. Вообще во многих играх магия имбы. И еще я так, короче, посмотрел, что маги не смотрят на броню, а значит это легче. Ну, в любом случае можно будет изучать что угодно, но там предупреждение было, что играя на высокой сложности, лучше изучать то, ну, то есть очки там будут все равно тратиться, лучше изучать то, что тебе реально нужно. Ну, короче, буду за инженера, пофиг. Ну, типа это, скажем так, ну, не лучник, тут как бы не лучник, не луки, а пистолеты, ну, типа это такой вот. Ну, как-то инженер это неправильно звучит. Но все-таки это, скажем так, 17-18 век. Имеется в виду, что скрытный боец.
Just a few more minutes. You have such an incredibly singular face. That's a compliment, my lady, out of my mouth. Your particularity gives you character.
You're still here?
We have nearly finished. Have you any more need of me, Master?
You haven't forgotten that we're setting sail today, have you?
Of course not.
Your cousin is nowhere to be found. I've searched the palace from cellars to attics. Your uncle is beside himself.
He was of a mind to paint the town last night. Don't worry. I shall track him down. Make care to your own preparations without wrinkling another frown. We'll meet you on the boat.
It's about time your cousin took
Что
account of the
перевод в
responsibilities
мужском
awaiting
лице?
him. He should go and inform the ambassadors of Ptolemy and the Bridge Alliance of his departure.
Have no fear, Master. I will go and see them in his name. I beg your pardon, but urgent matters call me away. Might we finish all this later?
Impossible, my lady. You are leaving with the tide, if what I've been told is correct.
I am sorry, sir, truly. I must be going.
My lady, please, I beg you. Her Highness has personally requested I finish.
Thank you, cousin, for getting me out of that.
Даниил, что ты имеешь в виду, кому он говорит, кто кому что говорит?
Madam, I'm sorry. I'm afraid that I won't make for good company.
Hey! Green blood!
Kurt,
And so the day has finally come. My royal fledglings are leaving the nest.
accompanied by their most loyal and tenacious master of arms.
As loyal as you'll go.
Enough with the cold mercenary. I know you like us. Still hiding your men in the unsuspecting shadows of the greats of this world, I see.
Hey, our blades are the only thing keeping you dainties alive.
Kurt, I'm not in need of your protection. I'm no longer a child, you know.
Is that so? Well, let's see. Fight with honor! You defend yourself well, Greenblood. One might think you had a proper master of arms.
The best.
You already training for your new post of legate? Don't tire yourself. Flattery'll get you nowhere. But for the fight, you have remembered your basics. Your performance just got you out of a final lesson. Unless you want to go through the paces again before we depart.
I'd be up for that. A little last-minute training couldn't hurt.
In that case, Otto here is going to be your training partner. Go! Fight with honor!
А чё они не вошли-то в нее?
It appears we've brushed up on the basics.
It does. And I'd like to be on my way. I've quite the list of things to do before we depart.
Indeed. Remember that you can always train in our barracks on the island if you're feeling rusty.
Are your bags packed for the great departure?
Yes, you know I get by with very little. You're not angry that I'm coming with you, I hope.
On the contrary, I am thrilled that both you and Sir de Corsillon are joining our party. A few friends at your side in unknown territory is a boon.
Don't tell me the old school teacher is competing against me. By the way, where is our future governor hiding? I was hoping to put his skills to the test as well.
I've no idea. He had plans to celebrate his departure last night, and we haven't seen him since. You know Constantine. I should have gone with him, but my heart wasn't in the mood for a celebration. The thought of bidding my mother farewell.
It is never easy to say goodbye. But you should be going to see her now. She must be waiting for you. I'll meet you in front of the palace. Then we'll go and find Constantine together.
Very well. I'll meet you as soon as I've said my goodbyes.
Ничего нету.
What is this? Have you not been taught to knock? I've asked 1,000 times. Oh, it's you, my dear child.
Mother, I'm sorry. I'm having trouble getting used to your condition.
Come now, let's speak of more pleasant things. I'm so very happy to hear your voice. You remind me so much of your father. I do miss him so. Today is the big day, isn't it? Ready to set sail for that island everyone's talking about.
Yes, but the idea of leaving you behind, alone and ill.
Dying, my child. Alas, there is nothing you can do by staying that would ease my suffering. One thing brings me cheer. They say the island is full of miracles, and we might find a cure.
Even if I were to find it, I would never be able to return in time to...
I know. But it brings me comfort to know my daughter has left on a mission to heal her people. Come now. It is time for you to take leave. Here. Take this with you.
What is it?
A family heirloom. Something that... Take it and keep it with you. May it bring you good luck. All my blessings go with you, my child. Now, be off.
Надеюсь, это все можно продать. Еще минутку.
Kurt. It's done.
Sorry, Greenblood. Look, we can see the masts of the ship that'll be taking us. This is one sacred adventure we're embarking on.
I hope this island will keep its promises.
In order to know that, we'll need to find Constantine first.
You were right. Maybe he is already at the port. He was so eager to leave.
This will be quite the chore to finish before our departure. The commander wants to recover some merchandise from our supplier, but the transporter doesn't want to deliver. I did all I could to persuade. Nothing came of it. All the parliamenting fatigues me. But this is your domain. I wouldn't say no to a little help.
Of course. Where is the supplier located?
In the lower boroughs, near the port.
Right then. We'll put it on our list of visits.
Greenblood, do you need something?
I wondered if you ever felt lonely.
I always do. Why, do you want to rectify this?
I hope to have kept you good company for all these years. After all, we were always together.
And these memories I hold dear. You've always been extraordinary, Greenblood, but I had to watch over you. You were my responsibility. That didn't leave us much time for friendship.
What about now?
Now? I hope that we'll have more time. Anything else?
I must leave you.
Сначала дополнительные сдам, потом уже остальное. Я, в принципе, проходил только в этот переулок. Там будет 3 бандита. О, что это? Там будет 3 бандита, и дальше я уже не проходил, чисто проверял.
to my help, and death to the others.
Иди сюда, иди сюда. Давай, давай, давай. Они обходят, гады. Если ловушку смогу забрать. Ври. А че она не забирается? Блин, а почему ее не забрать? Ну, видимо, тут умные враги, они вот не как дебилы бегут не напролом. Обходят ловушки, если видят. Кого-то отсюда мне выложить на панель 3. Ой, а вы еще из-за этого. Они типа что, одинаковый инвентарь на всех? Я за него могу бегать, что ли? Я за него, видимо, только могу его одевать. А что я хотел, как ловушку положить?
Greenblood, do you need something?
I must leave you. Я говорю, боярышек и выпьем. Там мне это вообще не надо. Продать, наверное. Я же не маг. Вообще не туда иду.
Ладно, буду лутать пока.
Greetings, Your Excellency.
To my help, and death to the others!
Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой, чё? Куда они делись? Что, убил их? Да не убежать?
To my help, and death!
И что будет? Да, кстати, сохранился прямо перед этим. Что много бандитов как-то.
To my help!
Ну вот, как мне, вот мне не нравится одну вещь, или может так? Нет. Чтобы вот была панель, ну вот в плане панель моих скиллов, то есть она открывается, когда я вот мне выберу, вот, куда я хочу положить, но я хочу ее видеть всегда, чтобы я, ну я имею в виду в паузе ее видеть, вот, то есть она без паузы показана, а в паузе вот я хочу нажать и вот не выжидать эту секунду.
And death to the others!
Давай, вставай. Отлично. Как? Что это было? С одного удара.
To my help, and death to the others!
Там с ружья, что ли?
Careful, Greenblood! You're wounded! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Промах. Блин, пускай он сам с ним. Он тоже умирает почти. У меня один какой. Ой-ой-ой, зачем я патроны трачу? Ну ладно. Просто пока не привык вообще. Или тут бесконечно. Нет, тут вроде не бесконечно. Сколько у меня получается их? Я же видел, патроны у меня были в сумке. Штук. А где это именно вот на оружии написано? Ну, обойма же должна быть. Не, ну я имею в виду вот написано единица, ну я понял, перезарядка, типа один раз выстрелил, перезарядился. А почему не написано, сколько у меня, чтобы я не лазил в инвентарь, вот. О, ну лучше моего. Нет, хуже. А учить такое за улучшение типа нельзя, да, тут можно. Я у нее урон-то побольше. Да, вот. Только, получается, лечилками лечиться. Жалко. Ну, в Ведьмаке то же самое было. Я вот Ведьмак проходил на харде, и там, если ты проходишь не на тяжелом, то ты лечишься только банками, и как бы вот медитация не спасает тебя. О, мне еще и броню подбили, а как ее чинить? Я типа только что нашел. Уродливый. Ну, короче, этот нужно носить, чтобы когда утаешь, поэтому его не буду подавать. А этот, когда сражаешься. О, там что-то есть. Фига сотка. 100 рублей. Ну вот тут с мобов мне падало, ну с этих бандитов по там 3 голды там. Ну 3 голды как бы ничего, тут целая сотка. Вот первый секрет найден. Так, все здесь и все обыскал. А, да, лечиться-то надо. Я уже забыл, на чего у меня. Двойку-то как вылечить? Короче, я в городе, я еще не на остров не отплыл, это типа мой родной город, это какая-то эпидемия, я вот думаю, что вот это вот не татуировка у нее, но там на видеозаставках показано, а это тоже болезнь. Спасибо, можно? Ну как броню-то лечить? Потому что обучение себе. Ах, кстати, я ж могу еще этого одевать. Ну вообще офигенно все. Так, первый квест рядом. Сесть можно. Сейчас можешь его ограбить как-нибудь там. А сюда нельзя.
Good day, Excellency.
Lady de Sarde, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I have come to inform you that my cousin Constantine and I are departing for Tir Fredi on the hour.
Ah, yes. I did indeed hear talk that you had both received callings of greater stature.
Allow me to congratulate you. Were you not named legate of the congregation?
You are correct, Excellency. I thank you.
It is a station of great honor that I am sure you will fill with brio and panache. The Mother Cardinal Cornelia will be enchanted to work with you, and your cousin in the future. I only regret that your departure is so sudden.
Really?
To be entirely honest with you, I was hoping to solicit your help in a rather delicate matter.
Tell me more about it, and perhaps I can take care of your problem before my departure.
Very well. A small group of dangerous heretics has found refuge in Serene. We know that your uncle tolerates the presence of all pagans within the city walls. But these particular non-believers threaten the fragile harmony of this place. We would consider it a tremendous favor if you would arrest them and deliver them to our guard.
Heresy is not a crime in Serene. You do know that, but I'm sure that my uncle would hear your arguments. Why call on my intervention?
The prince would indeed give us his blessing, but it would take time. Far too much time. For according to our sources, these fugitives have already made contact with a smuggler to take them who knows where.
I see. You were hoping that I'll be able to do something before they make it to an enemy city. If your heretics are planning on boarding a ship, then they must be in the dockyards. I'll look into this and see what I can do. Could you tell me anything about Thélème?
It would be a pleasure. As you already know, our glorious nation is guided by our faith. We follow the teachings of Matthias, our founder and greatest prophet, and give thanks each day to the Luminous for having gifted us magic. The high dignitaries of Thélème are at the same time our spiritual guides, advocates, and grand mages.
I've heard say that dissensions have appeared recently in your nation.
Ah, you must certainly be speaking about the debates that have divided the Ordo Luminous and the more political orders. The Lord Luminous has an extremely pure vision of our faith and applies the words of our saint very strictly. But other, more open-minded factions exist within our nation. They believe that a less rigid dialectic would attract souls more readily to our faith. But their differences are purely theoretical and do not threaten the cohesion of our nation, I assure you.
Кардинал — это один из высших, или даже высший чин в церкви, но имейте в виду европейская католическая церковь, и не наша православная.
What is your point of view on the relations between our two nations?
As ambassador of Thélème, I can only rejoice at the mention of our commercial treaties. We appreciate as well the welcome that your uncle gave to our missionaries. Thanks to your support, more and more believers wander your lands. The congregation is our most precious ally. To be perfectly honest, we have only two complaints: that heresy is tolerated, and that your treaties with the Bridge Alliance are maintained.
Хотя бы вот как-то зачеркивали то, что я уже спросил. Ну, типа темным цветом.
How is Thélème faring on Tier
We built a marvelous city, San Mateus, on the western coast of the island. Did you know that certain historians believe that it might well have been the final resting place of our prophet? Our missionaries there are a multitude. Not a day passes without new islanders joining our sacred faith. Of course, there are certain pockets of resistance. There is talk of a demonic cult, disgusting creatures. But I am confident that the Ordo Luminous will be able to put an end to these horrors. And we have tremendous hopes that the entire native population will join our ranks.
How goes the conflict with the Bridge Alliance?
Your territory is, alas, the only one that has been spared from the ravages of war on the continent. We fight on every front. Without great success, one must say. But what other choice do we have? These so-called savants not only refuse the light, but are determined in their fight against it.
And on Tirfredi?
To my knowledge, no one has yet seen any serious fighting. The Bridge have succeeded in provoking the natives there, and have their hands full keeping them at bay. Which leaves us greater latitude to settle peacefully and pursue our mission of conversion.
Я так понял, короче, у нас городок, где все собираются, как скажем, типа нейтральная страна какая-то.
Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you, Desade.
Даже не украсть ничего, что ли.
I believe I've seen you at the palace. Are you one of the prince's relatives?
Разве дополнительное задание попросил меня этот товарищ что-то сделать? Тифради — это, видимо, остров, куда мы поплывем. И кузена зовут Константин, он мой тезка. Может, там прям я буду. Вот писали бы суть задания, а не просто договориться, чтобы игрок вспоминал, в чем прикол. Но я помню, что какой-то там груз надо доставить, но надо писать, зачем это туда идти. Где магазин, чтобы все это продать вообще? А синий — это типа лучше, чем зеленый, или что? Почему он дорожная одежда тоже, или это обычный, типа, а почему он лучше, чем тогда этот? Наверное, по качеству надо судить все-таки. Еще сюда войти куда-то можно. Почему нельзя ничего грабить? Зачем я навык взлома качал, если его нельзя нигде применить?
The merchant is there.
Good day, my lady. How might I be of service?
You can start by explaining to me why you refuse to honor the orders agreed upon with the guard.
There's been a misunderstanding, madam. Of course we're ready to honor the orders. In fact, I've already had a word with your master-at-arms.
They're asking that we pay again, despite having already paid.
It's just that the price has gone up since. I've nothing to do with it.
This is inadmissible. If you agree on a sum, you need to honor that agreement.
I'm sorry, madam. I'm just an agent, and I'm only obeying orders.
Your master has apparently asked you to demand a second payment for this merchandise.
That's right. He told me that their attendant seemed to be hiding something when he passed the order. And so he must have thought the guard would end up paying in the end, whatever he asked for.
I'll be damned. And I'm the one they've sent to settle the affair.
Sorry, Captain, it's nothing personal. I'm only following orders.
Following orders? Yeah, we hear you. Makes one wonder which one of the two of us is a coin guard.
Why don't we go and solicit other suppliers, Kurt?
When we've already paid for the merchandise? If these thieves agree to reimburse the original payment, it's what we do immediately. And do know, in the future, we won't be shopping with them. Well, I should think not.
This whole story sounds suspicious and stinks of a scandal. You were demanding a second payment, but refused to reimburse the one that was already made.
I'm not the one demanding nor refusing. It's my master.
This stubborn fool is pushing me to madness. You understand now why I'm asking for your help?
А, 50% шанс. Блин, ну я сохранился, можно... А, вот если я уйду, я...
We shall return. See you soon.
Я так думаю, вот бывают такие игры, где... Как Fallout, к примеру. Если правильно... Ну... Склоняешь на свою сторону, то поднимается опыт и так далее. Чисто вот... Если что, перезагрузиться потом.
Don't count on it. I don't think you understand who you were dealing with. Perhaps I failed to present myself properly. Lady de Sardet, niece of the Prince d'Orsay and legate of the Congregation of Merchants. During our conversation, you explained to me that your master forced you to commit a crime. That's regrettable. especially as you will be considered his accomplice in extortion and theft. You know as well as I that the congregation does not tolerate such illegal activities.
But I'm only obeying orders.
That's a shame. Well, as orders are the only language you seem to understand, I order you to return the guard the merchandise without delay, unless you'd rather your master is hung and that you finish your days in prison.
I beg your pardon, milady, but you are not my master. Moreover, the attendant of the guard was quite specific, saying this affair should be handled with extreme discretion. So I seriously doubt that you'll be wanting to drag us in front of a judge. That would stir up the muck.
Whatever is he talking about, Kurt?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Давайте еще раз попробую.
We shall return.
Ну, я не буду это все,
See
я
you
просто
soon.
пропущу, типа. Просто интересно, это вообще возможно или нет?
And so you're back, milady. Do you have our second payment with you?
Don't count. I don't think
Leave that
you know
But
that unless
I beg your... Moreover, so I see...
Your guess.
Ага, я ему еще деньги буду платить, что ли? Ну хорошо, что он...
I'm certain we can come to an unofficial arrangement. You are clearly the apprentice of a demanding master who expects you to follow orders without raising a brow. Life in your shoes can't be easy. Perhaps we could help you take the weight off your feet.
And what would I have to do in exchange? If I give you the merchandise, my master will still demand the price you're supposed to pay me.
Not if you were robbed. By pure chance. I mean, it could happen to anyone. What if the guards leave a little extra bonus in your pocket as you look away? And while you're making yourself busy elsewhere, some of my men break in and collect their merchandise. You'll just have to make a devastated, the dastardly boldness of him face in front of your master, and we're done.
And the bonus will be how much?
Well, you won't be retiring with it.
Oh, all right. Done. I'm with you. As soon as I've received my bonus, my eyes will grow weary-like.
Not just yet. You'll get your bonus afterwards. The guard has already been taken once by your promises.
Well, you can't hold it against me for trying. Very well. Call for your men to come.
You're certainly honoring your new title. Bravo! The quartermaster must be expecting us.
Don't you worry now. You'll get your merchandise.
А мне типа еще что-то увидите, все навыки посмотреть. Мне дали +1 интуицию. Вообще где? Что было написано, не понял. Или просто то, что я... Чего вот они садятся? Так, что там надо? Ой, бандиты по-любому.
To my help! Death to the others! To my help! And death to the others!
Фига он там мне кидает.
Careful, Greenblood! You're wounded! Move away! Things are about to get dicey! Greenblood!
А! У меня сохранился прям перед этим Блин, вот они с ружья нормально так стреляют. Либо ваншот, либо на пол хп. Что это? Что это было? Да, нас...
Move away. Things are about to get dicey.
Теперь не могу ее делать. Родственники богатея, который сам напросился на неприятности. У нас мы его убьем, если не получим выкуп. Тащите бабки на переулок на юге. Хочу продать всю эту фигню. Типа... Какие-то ячейки, но, наверное, вот улучшить что будет. А что, я ничего не трачу за это? Типа я могу просто так, как, типа, точить, ну, на точильном камне, типа это что? Ну, просто в Готике, к примеру, можно было и в Райзене вроде бы оружие затачивать. И ничего на это не надо было тратить. А продавать что нельзя? Это риторические вопросы. Короче, пока не буду ничего перерабатывать, тут можно все продать.
To me. You won't regret this miraculous opportunity. Your time is precious in these dark hours, but what you are about to discover could save your life.
И? Ну я подошел, чё?
Come closer now, good people. Don't be afraid. Come, celebrate the miracle of science. You won't believe.
You'll find all you need in our selection. Welcome. It's such a pleasure to see you again. Have you seen anything to your liking? What might I help you with? Thank you for your visit. See you soon. Welcome! It's such a pleasure to... Have you seen it?
Ну это, видимо, тяжелая броня, я ее никогда не одену. Лучше одену. Ну ладно, оставлю пока. А что он продает?
Welcome. It's such a pleasure. Have you seen anything?
140 бабла у меня есть. А, это лучше.
Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
А это и был торговец. А где лечилки?
Are your boots worn through? Welcome. It's such a pleasure to... Have you seen it? Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
Come one, come all. Citizens of Sydney, to me. You won't regret this miraculous opportunity. Your time is precious in these dark hours, but what you are about to discover could save your life.
Короче, какой-то тайник в книжной лавке.
Lady de Sarde, I presume. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. Captain, you set sail soon. Have you seen to our little business?
Yes. We were finally able to recover your merchandise.
Excellent news. I'm afraid, though, that your mission isn't completely finished, Kurt.
Blast me, I'm a captain, not an errand boy.
The commander was quite explicit.
Very well. What do I need to do?
The merchandise that you obtained needs to be sent to Tier 3D as soon as possible. But the Port Authority formalities for shipping take an eternity to wade through. And we've already lost quite a bit of time with this dishonest merchant.
Are you blatantly asking us to smuggle this merchandise and contraband?
I would never ask you to do such a thing, Your Excellency.
Ah, but you don't mind asking that of Kurt?
Well, now, if he finds an alternative solution that is less, illegal, that would be fine. The method matters not. But this cargo must reach the Isle on the next ship.
Marvelous.
Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience. I'm certain you shall do what's required.
Your Excellency.
Lady de Sarde, I have been told that you were named legate. Congratulations. Those are great responsibilities for someone as young as yourself. But you will bring honor upon your family and the congregation. Of that I'm certain.
I thank you, Excellency. I've come here to inform you of our departure for Tier 3D. My cousin Constantine is taking office as governor of New Serene, and I'm accompanying him.
I had no idea you would be leaving so quickly. What a shame. I had thought... Well, then, that is a pity. Have a pleasant voyage. A brilliant future awaits you. They say that it is a marvelous island. Please convey to your cousin my congratulations and sincere wishes for success.
You seem slightly hesitant. Please, tell me what troubles you.
A rather unscrupulous individual has been sowing trouble in Serene. A charlatan passing himself off as an alchemist.
Do people actually give credence to these lies?
Alas, yes. They snatch up his celebrated panacea. Remedies worse than the ill, believe me. As you can well imagine, alchemists are our pride. This vulgar trickster casts dirt upon their reputation and our own at the same time. In any city of the Bridge Alliance, we would have arrested him. But here, we respect your laws.
I shall see what I can do, but make no promises. My departure is imminent.
I thank you, Excellency. And I am pleased to see you have taken so well to your new functions of diplomacy. The man operates in the city center. He is said to be clever and mean. Be careful.
Вперед.
Would you be so kind as to tell me what you know about the Bridge Alliance?
With pleasure. A legate needs to know the history and strengths of her allies. The alliance was sealed by several nations of the Bridge around 200 years ago. The greatest of our cities, Al-Saad, became the capital, and a council formed from the different nations now rules. This union was originally put into place to better resist the appetites for conquering our neighbors. But our ancestors quickly realized that the Union had also strengthened us economically and culturally. And of course, exchanges in knowledge were strongly encouraged from the outset. Today, it is by no means an overstatement to claim that the Bridge Alliance leads our world in science and exploration. Each day, we push the limits of our understanding further in each and every domain.
Could you give me your understanding of the relations between the congregation and the bridge?
Our relations hang essentially on the quality of our trade and commerce. The exchanges are very profitable, especially on the cultural front. I will not hide from you that we have hoped you would join our number for quite some time. But your princes insist on maintaining a neutral stance between the congregation and the other nations on the continent. It is by all means a respectable position, even if it means you also trade with our enemies.
The Bridge Alliance has been on Tirfredi for much longer than we have. What can you tell me?
It is true that we founded Hikmet, our newest city, around 15 years ago now. Alas, I haven't been able to go there myself. I can only tell you what others have reported to me. It is a luxurious island. An enormous dead volcano thrones in its center. The vegetation is extremely varied, and the fauna wondrous. We discovered animals that we had never ever seen before. Some are bigger than houses. But they're not the only occupants of the island. A savage and crude people also live there, who speak an incomprehensible language. But you shall discover all of this for yourself soon enough.
And what of your war with Thélème?
If those bigots hadn't gotten it in their heads to convert the entire continent, we wouldn't be in this situation. But that's the way of the world. We shall not waver, whether here or on Tirfredi.
Have you been fighting battles there as well?
From what I've been told, Thélème has wisely and tastefully built their colony far from our city. Direct conflicts are in fact quite rare. But one day they will inevitably take place.
Tirfredi — это остров, куда мы отправимся.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Буду сдавать квесты по мере поступления. Вот сейчас я там сдаю, типа, что там, груз контрабандный надо доставить на корабль. Сначала это и так, чтобы не путать. Но этого алхимика, видимо, мы уже встречали. Шарлатана. Какие-то там этот... Ну, один какой-то, как скажем, тайник я нашел со 100 монетами. Еще какой-то есть. Книжная лавка. Сейчас, минутку. Шардан, вот тот вот, типа, который как ученый стоял, продавал. Но я все равно по мере поступления лучше буду все сдавать, чтобы не путаться. Ну, еще надо полутать везде. В любой игре надо всегда лутать. Особенно то, что я играю на высокой сложности, мне понадобится всегда все. Ну, я в любой игре люблю в любой уголок укромный залезть и так далее. В воду нельзя. Сюда... Опа. Ну вот я прямо... Это как в Assassin's Creed тоже такие есть. А это есть склад, что ли, да? Опа.
It's blocked. It's blocked.
А может, с другой стороны склада что-то есть? Ну, с той стороны склада я был, и там ничего не нашел. А, здесь не было.
It's blocked.
Ну, типа, может, это квест какой-то будет? Что я не знаю. Может, какой-нибудь тайник, чуть нажать. А в зеркале отражения нет, я что, вампир, что ли? Может, сюда по квесту надо будет, фиг его знает. Еще не был вот здесь, казарма. А, или был. А, да, точно был. Чего это такое синий? Его нет. Ну как я вот как игрок должен понять, что это за значок? А может класс какой-то?
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd been best to refuse.
Captain Vasco.
And you are?
I'm de Sardet, the prince's niece. If all is in order, we will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship, not a boat.
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor isn't with you.
He didn't come home this morning. I need to find him before departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind. The tide does not wait.
Perhaps he simply celebrated his imminent departure with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
С помощью с товаром то, видимо, квест контрабанду провести. Сначала сохранюсь перед этим ответом.
Have you seen anyone wandering about? Suspicious looking. Maybe clandestine passengers.
Take a look around. There are far too many comings and goings to spot possible stowaways. As long as they don't try and get on my ship, I pay no attention to them. That said, we did catch ourselves a smuggler just a while ago.
A smuggler? Maybe he could be of some use. Where could I find him?
In the port jails, not far from the warehouses. May I ask you, why the sudden interest in smugglers and the odd stowaway?
A couple of heretics are planning on leaving Serene. The ambassador of Thélème has entrusted me with the job of capturing them.
Happy to see that you trust me enough to seek my counsel in the affair. Just so happens that I heard someone talking about the couple. The Cardinal's men are far from discreet. They're making quite some ruckus, asking to search our warehouses. We, of course, refused entry. Only the Nords have access. I'm sorry, Your Excellency, but I'm certain your potential stowaways aren't far. But we won't allow you to make a search to grab them. Not officially, at least.
What do you mean?
That discretion and malice are often more useful than titles and words.
You haven't heard anything about my cousin by chance, have you? To be honest, we were hoping to find him here.
Did you say he was intending on celebrating his departure? My men spoke of a rather animated party that went down at the Coin Tavern, but I haven't heard anything else.
That isn't the safest place in the city. I hope nothing has happened to him.
Let's go and find him. Thank you, Captain.
Happy to be of some help.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
Miss Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavio and Lauro.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of the oceans. Our ships can sail where no others dare.
Thanks to your magic, so I've heard. How do you become a Nord?
Our magic, yes, that only the Nords master. As for your question, any child born on one of our ships is seaborn. He is a Nord from birth. Others are sea-gifted, joining the Nords for different reasons, often from a young age. It's how the guild is made and maintains its numbers.
Could you tell me anything about our destination? The island of Teofredi?
It is a magnificent place. Wild. Spared from your wars and your mines, for now. The natives have a relationship with their land and consider it sacred. They're a very friendly people, welcoming, that will appear to you strangely familiar. I've also heard that there are a great many exotic creatures, some enormous. But I wouldn't know what else to tell you. I've never strayed far from the ports.
What do you think of our port?
Are you referring to this one? It is the biggest high seas port on the continent. Thanks to your prince, even though it remains part of your city, it holds a particular status for us Nords. Certain zones are owned completely by us, and maritime law holds office. It's a good port. Were it not for the Malachor, it would be a pleasant place to dock.
Be back soon, Captain.
We need to have a word with that people smuggler the sailor mentioned.
He's a cap...
Madam, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we
Have no fear. I will bring him back.
I'm still without news of my cap...
I have a favor to ask before we leave.
I'm all ears.
We would like to load some merchandise into your ship's hold.
Impossible. You're too late for that. All merchandise must be registered at the Port Authority, and the formalities are long. So, unless you're asking me to turn smuggler and hide contraband on my vessel...
I wouldn't go that far. We're only talking about a few crates, after all.
Well then, they'll have to wait. The next ship for New Serene leaves in a month.
Hellfire. If that shipment doesn't leave today, the commander will have my hide.
Captain, I understand your position, but isn't there some way we can get these crates on board?
I doubt it. Even if I wanted to help you, my quartermaster is a half-crazed bridge troll. He's gotten it into his head that a gang of ruffians want to use my ship to pass contraband over to Teofredi. He's placed guards where our cargo is being held before being loaded. All that is not in the warehouse, and noted on the manifest, will be left on the docks. Sorry, but your crates are gonna have to wait until the next ship sets sail.
Sorry, Kurt. At least we tried.
The commander is gonna have my head. I'm sure that's what he wanted in giving me this impossible task.
In that case, we're going to have to doctor the manifest ourselves. It must be at the Harbour Master's office. Be back soon, Captain.
Избавиться от охраны склада. Я играю за княгиню этого острова. Но разве можно просто из-за какого-то груза лишать жизни не бандитов, а охранников? Ну, если это имеется в виду именно это. Какая-то княгиня офигевшая. Ну вот пока что мне не нравится то, что в переводе меня называют как мужика. Милорд, а не миледи. А, это здесь типа два варианта, что ли? С этим я еще не говорил.
Greenblood, do you need something?
I must leave you.
А здесь будет босс, я по трейлеру знаю. Сирена Уильямс, блин. Где челик-то?
But I still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
Это мой типа учитель чего-то там. Начало игры. А, или он рисует, что, короче, художник, что ли, какой-то.
Come now, don't be ridiculous. I'm coming in the capacity of official advisor.
Не, ну он вначале игры рисовал, типа, ее. Ну, видимо, какой-то учитель просто там.
Certain strategic observations. I am therefore required to take note of all events. Chart the island and its resources, but also obtain as much knowledge as possible concerning the more dangerous creatures of the island. Your help will be extremely valuable to me. I've no longer the legs of an adventurer.
It's always a privilege to help, Master. I need to be leaving. I've quite...
Почему метка не ставится? Вот на челика ставится, а на двери нет. На это.
Captain, milady, we were given orders to wait here with the merchandise.
You're going to have to wait. We need to find a way to clear the access to the warehouse.
Well now, can we get going?
You're going to have to wait.
О, да, это типа фракции шмот. И только как я должен понимать, какой к кому относится. Тут, короче, были какие-то таблички, значки. Ну, в плане, ну и что? Ну, вот новая Сирена, это типа... А, это типа уже островные государства, это относится к острову, не к нам. Ну и вот откуда я знаю, куда я сейчас иду? Кому это? Это относится типа к нафтам, и чё? Где я должен взять их шмот? И краса вроде тоже нельзя. А, можно? Не, вот у меня, к примеру, шмотка есть. А, ну шла от матроса, может, реально подойдет? Типа я матрос и все. А здесь не надо все одевать именно в это. Ладно, сохранюсь все равно. Посмотрим, приму за своего или нет.
Do you have any idea how to get in there without being noticed?
Let's take a look around the building. We might find a less conspicuous entrance.
Where is the manifest to be found?
I've already been to the port authorities. They keep the official documents upstairs.
Ходит. А вот что он мне скажет? Ничего не говорит. Ну, типа мы одной одежде, да, нормально. О, у меня есть уровень взлома. Пацаны, не кончить? Куда его девать? В смысле, а, это магическая херня, типа, понятно.
If you wore a Naut uniform and you were able to keep your mark hidden from them, they might let us in, unless we just offered them a drink. These sailors rarely refuse one.
I see where this is headed. If we drop a little soporific in their glasses, the way will be clear. I'll just need to find the proper ingredients. But it's doable.
Хорошо, что я шмотку нашел. Чё это? Да, только верхний шмот относится к незаметности, потому что нету значка у перчей. А ну вот, если я при ней взломать буду, чего? А что это делать вообще? Это тоже какой-то фракции другой. Короче, надо носить по 3 шмотки разных фракций. Правда, перевес.
Hello? What can I do for you?
We're your replacements. You're dismissed.
Finally! We were starting to grow moss. Courage, me hearties. The path is clear. We should notify the men. They need all the time they can get.
Я еще не поделал документы. Ну вот хорошо, что этот шмот не стал разрушать, потому что я что-то там оружие-то это на верстаке разломал.
I've seen a few escapes in my time, but I never thought I'd see someone go to all this trouble to break into a prison.
Что за квест? Ну ладно, я позже приду, чтобы потом не запутаться. Сначала с этим все решу вопрос. А вот это у меня касса есть он. Он уже перевес скоро.
Here is the ship's manifest. We only need to add our merchandise to the list.
Господи. Я подделал? Ну все, значит, я их отправляю. Я даже не знаю, что там за груз, а там оружие вроде.
Well now, can we get going?
The way is clear. It's time to get going.
Do your best to be quick and quiet about it. You won't have much time to move at all.
Don't you be worrying now. We're off.
The warehouse is at the end to the right there. You can't miss it.
Move out. Quick steps.
Чего оно светится у меня? Вообще не повязан квест, куда мне идти. Типа память.
You'll find all you need in our selection. Whatever you need to be.
А он здесь был. Ага.
So you're back. Right then. What about our business?
We can guarantee that your merchandise will leave with us.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And bravo, Kurt. The commander will be most pleased.
The cargo shall make the voyage. But who will be at its reception once it's arrived?
That shall be your next mission. Once you've reached New Serene, go and find the quartermaster. He will give you new instructions. Until then, I wish you a safe and pleasant voyage, Your Excellency. Kurt, good luck.
И даже вот уровень не апнули, как бы вот там полоска вот вверху так и осталась. Офигели?
So you're back. Right then. What about our business?
We can guarantee that your merchandise will...
That he will give you till...
Новая Сирена — это уже на острове. Так, вчера их кто-то сидел. Ну хорошо, что я в любой игре, вот как там Skyrim или Fallout, неважно, первое, что я прокачиваю, это взлом, потому что, чтобы сразу разжиться. И вот тут тоже я взлом выбрал, и вот в итоге все сундуки порыл, шмотку нашел, спокойно прохожу, ничего не надо париться, как свой.
Are you the smuggler?
You snuck yourself in here just to ask me that question? If this is some sort of trick to get me to admit to some crime, you are truly twisted.
You can see for yourself that I'm no naught. Come now. Are you the one I'm looking for?
I'm already locked up. What more do I risk? Yes, I am a smuggler. But I'm not the only one in this city.
I'm searching for a couple fleeing Thélème. They are trying to leave the city discreetly. Have they contacted you?
You certainly can't imagine I'm going to answer you without getting something in exchange. I don't really think of my clients as kin, but I'd never betray any of them for free.
A real saint you are. How about your freedom in exchange for your loyalty? Tell me where I can find them and I'll open this cage.
That works for me. Your two Telemites are hidden in a warehouse behind this very prison. They must be waiting for me, but you might want to be quick about it. If the Naughts get their hands on them, they'll find themselves in this same cage.
Thank you.
Anytime. And these doors? You're gonna open them, right?
Но у меня же был ключ какой-то, я находил.
Come on now. Let me out. You promised. Please.
Можно либо ключом, либо взломать, но я могу и так, и так. А если я уйду, ну вот я сохранился, а? Ну, предположим, я ушел. Что, не обидеться, нет? Я обязан, что ли? Не факт, что я обязан, а если я вот возьму и не буду его освобождать.
Who is there?
May the Illuminated save us. Did the smuggler send you?
The man to which you are referring was arrested and thrown into prison. But reveal to me your hiding place.
Oh, the traitor!
Have you come to deliver us to the Inquisition then? Please, please, have pity on our souls. We have committed no crime. We are not heretics. We are nothing more than historians.
In that case, why is the ambassador of Thélème so concerned about your teachings? Why is the Inquisition looking for you, and why are you hiding?
Our only error was wanting to publish our work.
It's true. We presented our research, but it didn't please the censor. And here you have the result.
We fled all the way to Serene, thinking we would be safe. But the Inquisition wants to silence us so badly that they followed us here.
Tell me more about your research. What about it is so horrifying that it will provoke such a fuss?
Our work concerned the teachings of St. Lucius.
The disciple of Saint Matthias? The one who returned to Thélème after traveling with his master?
The very same. His writing was carefully preserved, but never seriously studied.
With the discovery of Teofredi, we thought it crucial to take a look at the original text. We wanted to verify if this island could have been the faraway place that he spoke of. The Eden of Saint Matthias.
And? What did you find?
Teofredi is without any doubt the land that our Saint Matthias and his disciples went to. But the text that we discovered was radically different from what we expected to find.
In the original text, Saint Lucius doesn't speak of an Eden, of the paradise of the illuminated. He speaks of a voice that came from the depths of the earth, which convinced Saint Matthias to stay there.
It was written in black and white, and there is no doubt about it. The original was written in Lucius's own hand.
I understand now what that text has cost you. This voice from the depths sounds more the power of a demon than a saint.
The sacred texts are always difficult to interpret, but what is written is written.
Who were you hoping would give you asylum?
We were hoping to reach Al-Sad. The Inquisition won't chase us into the den of their enemies.
Our research won't interest the Bridge Alliance, or at least I doubt it. But at least we'll be safe.
By entering Al-Sad as clandestines, you risk being taken for spies.
That would be better than being burned at the stake.
Did you try speaking with the censors? You could. Forget what you have discovered, perhaps?
Oh, we have signed already an abjugation stating that we misunderstood the sacred texts of St. Lucius. We were even ready to say that we had never seen the true text, or anything else that would have pleased them.
It served no purpose. It's our lives they are after.
I see. Well, you have no other choice but to run and seek refuge in enemy territories.
I beg of you, please do not deliver us to them. Let us continue on this path.
Вообще в играх люблю играть за плохую сторону, за жесткого персонажа.
I am sorry for you, but I must arrest you and hand you over to the ambassador of Thélème.
We might be two poor historians, but we will not surrender ourselves to the fire without a fight.
To my help, and death to the others! Poor buggers. I understand them. Better to die weapon in hand than on a flaming pyre.
Now let's go and inform the Cardinal that their heretics are dead.
Почти второй. Даже 4 рубля. Что там у меня написано? Вроде не написано. Что, ну вот как бы мне хочется вот именно узнать четко, вот кому я сейчас помог, какой фракции. Вот так вот фиг поймешь. Ну, Сирена это то, где мы сейчас находимся, это типа я князь этого города, это нейтральное государство. Вот, мы ему помогли. Это типа, скажем так, государство теократов, ну то есть где церковь превыше всего. Ну вот помогли церкви. Но мне кажется, они маги, а мне как бы, ну, с магами не по пути, я играю за, ну, типа вора, да, за класс. Ну, в начале игры было 3 выбора: играть за воина ближнего боя, за вот такого типа стрелка, я за стрелка, или за мага. Вот эти товарищи у нас, получается, ученые. Может, они маги. Я вообще не понимаю, как вот просто вот почему не написано вот, четко, кто есть кто. Вот это я, типа. Ладно, помогли церкви. А, я могу сразу? То есть сразу.
Good day, Excellency.
Lady de Sarde, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I was able to find the heretics you seek. Alas, they preferred death to capture.
What a pity. But that hardly surprises me. What have you done with their bodies, my daughter?
I left them in the Nort warehouses. I am certain they would be more than happy to return them to you.
Very well. Very well. You have done a great favor to our nation, and we shall not forget it. And I would appreciate it if you would accept this modest gift as thanks.
Контрабандиста я не стал освобождать. Не знаю, стоило или нет. Может, проверить или забить.
I must be going.
Мне дали плюс 3, там что-то мне дали сейчас. А ну-ка, если, короче... Может, там дадут плюс 4, я только не понял, что мне дали. Просто если я его освобожу, аж разные варианты продумывать.
Thank you, my lord. And don't worry about me. I'll slip outside without being seen.
Стоп. Ну куда ты? Ага. Я отпущу быстро, я ок.
Good day, Excellency.
Late.
I was able. I left.
Ой, еще дали 50 монет. Вроде до этого не давали, просто или я ошибаюсь, фиг знает. Ну ладно.
I must be going.
А больше мне эта шмотка не нужна. В плане продавать... А, у меня их даже 2, кстати. Тут не дается никаких сопротивлений. Если я выносливость подниму, что будет? Или не стоит? А еще вот зеленый это мое. Типа я стрелок. А ну этим-то я тоже пользуюсь. У меня есть одно. Да. Что не могу взять? А мне одно дали на все, что ли? То есть я либо сюда, либо сюда, либо сюда, я думал, везде. Стоп. Я думаю, мне дадут по одному очку в каждой этой вкладке. Я надеюсь, можно очки будет получать не только за уровни. Вообще мало получается так-то. Блин. Так, стоп. Понял. Это типа сюда одно, а тут мне ничего и не давали. Это типа уже на уровне 4 и 5. Значит, окей. Ну, типа основной, еще дополнительные, да, выполню. Так если поговори уже. В новый, понял. Вот шарлатан рядом продает лекарства, типа, которые, ну, типа БАДы, которые, ну, БАД это биологическая активная добавка, которую продают людям. По правде это пустышка. Вот он там стоит, продает. Надо его тоже убить нафиг. Записи алхимика. Там где-то еще дом был. Ой-ой-ой. Красавчик. Почему за одной кнопкой здесь все? Я даже хп не потерял вообще. Вот я еще не понял, как броню улучшать. Точнее, вот у меня хп немножко потерянный. Бывает, броня тоже откалывается. Вот. Ой. Это лучше. Ну вот, алхимик.
Citizens, I present to you Panacea, the absolute cure of everything. Toothache, stomach ailment, and even an open wound. This potion heals all of that. And more still, this little phial is the product of years of research and intensive labor. I hear you asking if this remedy can heal one from the Malichor. Alas, not yet. But
Там крысы летят. Кто-то крыс, что ли,
is
покупает?
legitimate. I am so close to finding the cure. But the Malachor isn't the only ailment causing you to suffer. Not true? Then don't miss out on this chance and give yourself a healthy and energized life. Rejoice! A file only costs a few coins, and well worth it to make your life shiny and new again.
Does it really heal everything, your potion?
Everything. Absolutely everything. Except the Malachor, of course. That being said, it is known that those in top health resist the Malachor best of all. Then don't throw away this chance. Think of all the pains that this potion could help you avoid.
You are right. It's a deal. I'm gonna take two.
There's a man that knows a good deal when he sees one. Hurry now. There won't be enough for everyone.
There he is. He's our man, no doubt.
His speech is well polished. I even feel like buying some.
And if we had a word with him? I wonder if he'll serve us the same routine.
Ah, you're finally tempted.
In all honesty, I haven't made up my mind yet. I want to be certain that I'm not dealing with a charlatan.
In this day and age, I can't blame you. What might I do to convince you?
Will you drink one of your potions to prove your good faith?
Of course. I take a little sip every morning. But as I'm in perfect health, you won't be able to verify the improvement in my condition. But if it helps you make up your mind, give me just a moment. There now. As you see, I am still in excellent condition.
Come on now. I saw you take that vial out of your pocket. Nothing proves that it's the same potion that you sell to your clients.
As a man of science, I consider skepticism a remarkable quality. But in your case, it is not skepticism, but blindness.
We need to steal one of these potions and force him to drink it.
Brilliant idea, Kurt. Let's take a look at his cart.
Have you finally made up your mind?
Are there any nasty side effects with this remedy of yours?
There are none. You will feel nothing but an intense sense of well-being.
I will think about it.
As you wish, but don't wait long. It won't last forever.
Он снял где-то комнату, видимо, надо ее проверить. И зачем мне тут светится? Как я ломал-то? Ну вот у меня вес 153. Сколько вот эти все шкуры весят? Не будет ли хуже? Уже, блин, облутал весь город. Ага, они вообще ничего не весят, видимо. Да, они просто ничего не весят. А ну вообще отлично, тогда все это лучше ломать, наверное. Но это не стоит, потому что он типа фракции вдруг понадобится. Это может продать можно. Так, перевес уже 100. Что я хотел еще посмотреть тут? А, да, тут же улучшают. То я так и не понял, что ничего не трачу за это улучшение. А, вот шкуры это все, понятно. О, может средние делать. Турбин уже нужен, офигели. О, плюс 1 взлом. О, это типа, чтобы не использовать очки. Ну, блин, ну, тут получается придется очень много шмота с собой носить. А что дает энергичность? А, вот, типа, можно все-таки ХП увеличивать вне боя, а то я только колу пью. Ну, наверное, пока не стоит ничего сюда вставлять. Вдруг какую-нибудь шмотку лучше найду, а потом где я найду этот обсидиан, там и рубин, у меня вообще его нет.
Welcome! It's such a pleasure. Have you seen it?
А, я его... Стоп.
Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
Улучшение как... Надо убирать вообще. Ладно, так подам.
Welcome! It's... Have you seen...
А ну, может, если его разбить рубин, получишь? А, ну... Значит, 50... А, еще можно и не получить, фига себе. А ну-ка. А, офигели вы. Ты в жопу. Ну, типа, таверна здесь еще не было, еще тут надо своего брата найти. Но вначале... В комнату надо попасть к этому челику. Вот он наверху, а как попасть наверх?
Locked.
А, второй уровень взлома нужен. Кстати, я ж могу все равно в шмотку засунуть на взлом и потом открыть. О, ключ. Сейчас.
Locked.
А, один раз можно... Ой-ой-ой. Я что нажимаю вообще? Нафиг я потратил ключ на это? Просто выход. Может, он понадобился бы. А чего у них такие ключи ломаются-то сразу? И знает, а тут ничего особого не написано. Ну, фигня какая-то. Ну и где, что это вот была записка, в ней ничего не было сказано. Да ё-моё, опять я нажимаю не то, а? Взял колбу, выпил.
Locked.
Нужно открывать этот ключ. Она здесь была уже.
Good day, Tavern Keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
How is business going these days?
It's picking up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
Has the Malicor really put a damper on your business?
More than a damper. They were soaked. When the sickness began to spread, a wave of panic followed in its wake. People stopped going out of their homes. They were afraid. I was close to closing shop, I tell you. And then, thankfully, the alchemists of the bridge said that you couldn't just catch it like that. People are still distrustful, as is their nature, but they are leaving home again. It's a start. I also lost quite a few regular customers. Dead or too scared to venture back. Yeah, but that's nothing new to you. The city would have sunk in the water if not for trade with the new isle.
With all these sailors coming and going, you must have heard some stories about Tir Fredi.
Right. Even stories that my heaviest drinkers would have trouble believing. They say that man trees live there. Dragons and gigantic creatures. Treasure abounds under every rock. And the source of eternal life is hidden somewhere there. Last night, some Nauts even told me they brought back one of those giant beasts into the port. Ah, but you know the kind. If you ask my opinion, the drink was fueling their imaginations.
Это огромная тварь, в трейлере это босс. Когда мы будем уплывать, скорее всего, он будет нападать на нас. Константин это, во-первых, мой тезка, во-вторых, это ее типа брат, и он напился, и она его ищет, чтобы вместе они должны отправиться с острова. Но это уже другой квест.
I'm looking for my cousin.
Ну раз уж я
His
тут,
name
я
is
спрошу.
Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke out. My tavern was shattered, and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age? Hair down to his neck, light brown? Blue eyes? Quite the talker?
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the fight. I hope you've come to reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it, I'll be obliged. If not, you'll need to pay.
That's not a small sum. I need to think about my options.
Oh, the father has forgotten to give his daughter her allowance, it would seem.
I need to be off.
Goodbye.
This furniture is in terrible condition. The fight must have been extremely violent.
It looks as if it's fixable. I've seen worse. We'll need to build some metal dowels, but once done, we can make them like new.
And there you have it. You'd never guess they were once broken.
Well then, were you able to repair it all?
Yes, just like new. Or nearly.
That does indeed look like fine work. You know what you're doing.
I would hope. Can you tell me where I can find my cousin now?
Your cousin is either a very bad joker or a right good fool. He went and insulted a band of ruffians from the lower boroughs. Dangerous fellows. They've a storehouse they operate out of a few streets from here.
What kind of business do they run?
Several, actually, and they're all illegal and profitable. But you didn't hear that from me. In any case, if you were set on recovering your cousin, I would hurry if I were you. They're not the tender sorts.
Thank you for the information.
Off with ya. Get him out of whatever mess he's got himself into. Seemed like a courageous fellow. Who could down his pint? Anything else?
I need to be off.
Goodbye.
Have you finally made up your mind?
Мы какое-то лекарство для него нашли, типа, предложить ему выпить.
I happen to have a vial of your medicine. Would you be willing to drink it in front of us? To prove that there is no risk?
This bullying is trying my patience.
I'm beginning to suspect that you might be working for a rival.
You refuse to taste it?
You might have put something in it to cause me harm or further disgrace.
No, look. The vial is still sealed. It comes straight from your stock.
And you dare challenge me when you have just admitted to being a thief?
Come now. You can see for yourself that I am gladly returning your vial, so that you might drink it in front of witnesses. This might help to dissipate my doubts, as well as those of these brave folk.
Yes, no, you don't have the right. Damnation. He got away. He can't have gone far.
Find him, before his head ends up on a spike.
Think back to the note that we found. We need to take a look at the tavern. He won't leave the city without his belongings.
Tavern keeper.
I see you're back. Can I pour you something this time?
I need to be off.
Goodbye.
You again? What are you doing in my room?
I'm not the only one that's found you. Have you seen the mob that's gathering in the street?
I'm neither deaf nor blind. By the spheres. Why didn't I leave the city while there was still time?
The Alliance ambassador is quite unsettled by your commerce, and he's the one who sent me.
Sahin. Him again. Ruining my career wasn't enough for him. He's the very reason I had to leave the Alliance. And here I am, playing the part of the potion maker. Me, who was once a respected member of the Academy of Al-Sad.
Dr. Sahin warned me that you were an imposter.
That doesn't surprise me, coming from him. I was a master alchemist. I understand if you don't believe me after all that, but I have a number of documents to prove it. I would still be one if Sahin hadn't set off a chain of machinations to disgrace me.
Why does Sahin bear you such hatred?
I wasn't fortunate enough to oppose certain great minds of the Academy, to criticize their methodology. I saw them inflicting torture on sick prisoners, making them drink the most vile poisons. To find a remedy to the malachor, they won't hesitate to kill. I could not keep my silence.
It is for an act of courage that you fell from grace, and earned Sahin's hatred. Are you not ashamed to have poisoned those poor souls?
These potions are not harmful. That is to say that they don't contain any harmful ingredients.
But you could just as easily produce real healing potions. So why don't you?
You don't understand. I fled, but I haven't put a stop to my own research. This potion is an attempt to create in those who drink it a resistance to the malachor.
So you manipulate people to use as experimental fodder? That is completely unethical.
I don't have a choice, but it does not harm them, I assure you.
If this potion were inoffensive, then why wouldn't you drink it when I offered it to you?
I ran tests on myself for such a long time that I ended up becoming intolerant to it. A small sip of this mixture provokes in me now a violent reaction. The mob would have been furious in any case, but a normal dose, I assure you, is without risk.
Your methods don't seem so different than those of your colleagues.
I don't torture people. And this potion only has side effects in high doses.
Perhaps, but you are hurting innocents. I cannot let your commerce continue.
So, what are you going to do with me, my lady?
Ну, так же, как и в прошлом случае, арестую.
I'm sorry, but I don't trust you. I'm going to deliver you to Dr. Sahin.
My lady, I beg you to spare me.
I've heard enough. You are under arrest.
How unjust. I am finished. Sahin is going to throw me in the bottom of a deep cell, if not worse.
Your Excellency.
Lady de Sade.
I tracked down your man near the Coin Guard barracks.
Finally. Did you capture him?
Let's just say that I put an end to his activities. His reputation in Serene is forever tarnished. Matters turned out a little more complicated than anticipated. He is hiding in a room in the Coin Guard Tavern.
Why didn't you have him arrested?
Angry citizens have gathered round the building. They have sworn to avenge themselves after discovering his fraud. I decided it better to avoid the mob. But if you wish to capture him alive, I advise you to hurry.
Governor Buren will be happy to learn that a legate with great assiduity will soon be joining the island of Tir-Fredi. Thank you for your help, Excellency, and allow me to offer you this modest present for your voyage.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lady de Sade.
Я в итоге помог и обоим послам, хотя они друг с другом в войне. Там тоже два. Что она не работает? А, просто включается. И отвязать. Это уже на острове. И осталось последнее дополнительное задание на корабле, к которому мы поплывем. Матрос пропал, надо его найти. Ну, я их уже сдал, что убил зайцев.
Good day. Someone told me that you were a friend of Jonas, the young cabin boy who was gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guessed, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of men. He knows his craft well, in spite of being so young.
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th year yet. If he keeps it up, he'll be an admiral one day.
I need to be going. Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 deaf winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a just man who knows his knots. He's well appreciated by the crew. It's a pity that he hasn't much heart for laughs now and again. Always seems unhappy, our captain.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand. Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof. Gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were. And I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No. Not telling him that. I still have some pride left. You get me?
Did Jonas seem troubled to you, the night he disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mess too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
Thank you, Lauro. I need to be going.
Strange story, this is.
Something isn't right here. I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this. Tavern keeper.
I see you're back.
I am looking for a Naut. A young cabin boy who has been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping? In my establishment? You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table. Anything else?
I need to be off.
Goodbye.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No, have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I'm here. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him, if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, my lady, you're in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Thélème embassy.
Thank you. You've been immense.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
Might I help you, my lady?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please. Might I help you, my lady?
I need to be going.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lady de Sardet. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We are looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it is their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced. It seems that you have been protected from the turpitudes of our own nation and their terrible allies. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact... It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Excuse me, madam, but I haven't quite...
If you would be so courteous, I would like you to...
With respect, my lady.
Madam, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot...
Have no fear.
I'm still without news of my
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Naut. Our ships are his home. And we are his only family.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naut?
Sir de Corsilion is a veritable well of scientific knowledge. He could tell us a little more.
Что-то игра вылетела. Ну да, что-то подлагивала. Я как раз хотел это запустить. Сейчас, минуту.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naut?
Sir de Corsilion is a veritable well of scientific knowledge. He could tell us a little more.
But I still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child, due to some contract with the Nauts.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there has always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nauts. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son in an agreement signed between my uncle and the Nauts?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring the boy back to the Nauts as quickly as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us. This document mentions another property. A warehouse.
That would be a great place to hide. Shall we take a peek?
Excuse me, madam, but I haven't...
If you would be...
With respect.
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
Let's just try to remain discreet.
Lady de Sade, what are you doing here?
I have come looking for your son. The Naughts are worried about his disappearance.
Those Naughts took him from us, but now we've got him back, and he'll be staying with us.
Would you be so kind as to hear what I have to say, Sir Fontaine? I looked into the contract that binds you to the Naughts. It was indeed you who ceded your son to them in exchange for help with your business with the bridge.
It is so. But that sort of contract is ignoble. I never would have signed it if I had known.
You should have thought of that before. Breaking the contract could have regrettable consequences for the congregation.
The prince will know how to negotiate with the Naughts. If they take my son back, my wife will die of sadness.
Her sadness would be all the more terrible if she learned of your role in this story. Don't you think?
You wouldn't dare tell her. I beg you.
You were not leaving me with a choice.
Very well. Take the key and take him away. Cursed be the day I delivered my son unto the Naughts.
All children leave the nest one day or another, sir. Farewell.
Greenblood, do you need something?
I must leave.
Who are you?
My name is de Sade. I'm legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
Yes. Even if I had to bend his arm a little.
That doesn't surprise me. He seemed to have no intention of changing his mind. I feel more sorry for my mother. She seems so sweet and happy to see me.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that. My family is the Naughts. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes. You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to your ship. I will see you there.
Madam, you still haven't found your cousin.
Have no...
Mike, I do thank you. I didn't think you'd go to so much trouble for a cabin boy. Your actions bring you honor.
Be back soon, Captain.
Я не знаю, сколько очков мне потом потребуется. Я играю на высокой сложности, там сразу вылезало предупреждение. Просто так не тратить очки, но, видимо, их можно будет сбрасывать потом, но... Просто я до сих пор еще не понял, как я собираюсь играть вообще. По примеру, одноручное оружие помогает против врагов без брони, а ружье, наоборот, сносит броню. Ну... А ловушки тоже нужны, потому что это единственный, ну, то, что у меня есть из контроля. Но если идти по всем трем, то будет ни рыба, ни мясо. Там у меня какая-то была броня на выносливость. Сейчас посмотрим, как я одену, нет. Опять ее улучшать придется. Почему нельзя сравнить, к примеру? Да, остался последний квест, видимо, на этом начальном городе. Выяснить, где мой брат. Ну, этот дополнительный квест уже на новом острове, если, ну, главной территории продолжится.
If you had any idea who I am. Open up, imbeciles! I have a ship to catch!
That vulture of a tavern master was right. It is Constantine's voice. It's coming from the floor above.
Sounds as if he's locked up.
And I have a feeling they're expecting company. Be careful. The slightest itchy word to these brutes will have them drawing blades to scratch it.
Negotiation may be the solution. As you say, this breed of brutes won't spit on ransom money.
What a waste. I'd rather sneak around them than give half a coin to these seedy fellows.
should have gotten rid of him. Don't be an idiot. It's obvious that he's a noble, a rich man. He needed to be taught a lesson, but it's better we grab some coin. With all those posters we posted, someone with deep pockets will show up sooner or later to liberate the rooster.
И здесь можно скрытно
He's
убивать.
making a great deal of noise. We could knock him out or gag him.
Тоже проверим. Они даже увидели.
To my help, and death to the others! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
И вообще этот меч из-за оглушения, что он хуже. Дверь открою потом. Сейчас я выщу.
It's not possible just now.
Well, this has been monumentous, gentlemen, but I have more important things to attend to. An island to govern, treaties to sign, riches to expedite, and a demanding father to impress!
Constantine, it's me!
My fair cousin! Oh, my lucky star, always there to pull me out of my fires.
I do what I can. We are departing soon. Your father wasn't pleased by your absence this morning.
Have you ever seen him happy about anything when it comes to me? You know what he thinks of me.
He cares about you. I know that. He appointed you governor, didn't he?
He is ridding himself of a source of constant disappointment. Enough said. Today we set sail for adventure. If you only knew how these river scum treated me. Do me a courtesy, fair cousin. Now that we stand boldly alongside the brave Kurt, let's give them their money's worth.
There's no one left to pay, Your Highness. The brave Kurt and your cousin have already settled the books.
Really now? What a shame. I would have loved to have seen that. We've nothing left to do then than to board our ship. An adventure awaits us at the end of the street.
Все квесты выполнены здесь.
Madam? Constantine d'Orsay, future governor of Tir-Fredi. I'm enchanted, Captain. I am eager to board your ship.
Enchanted as well, Your Highness. I hope you enjoy your voyage.
Are you ready? Can we weigh anchor?
We should be able to set sail with the tide, as agreed upon.
Permission to board the ship. We are ready.
Certainly. But keep in mind that we'll be at sea for several months. If you have any farewells to make or any final business to put into order, now is the time.
No, my house is in order. We are ready to embark.
Perfect. Follow me.
I am so eager to discover Tir-Fredi. My isle. My new city.
You'll need to arm yourself with patience. The voyage will be long. I've been told the trip lasts months.
And they say the place is full of gigantic creatures. As big as buildings.
That's right. I heard a rumor the Nauts even brought one back in one of their ships.
I doubt that. The Nauts are strange, but they're not idiots.
Да, все, этот квест уже на том острове, но я сегодня, ну, как бы на сегодня именно, ну, уже 4-й час, все эти квесты я сдал, на первой локации я завершу стрим, потом уже заново буду на новом острове в следующий раз. Вот вроде по трейлеру должен босс сейчас появиться, ну, как раз того, кого они везли, вот здесь вот прям.
The beast is awoken!
Those conniving, pista-stilling, bridge-building liars. The creature was supposed to be out for days. They'll pay for this.
What the hell manner of cargo are you transporting?
Help! We need ropes! We must contain it! Help!
Come now, let's lend them a hand.
Watch out! Take a step back, sir!
Kurt! Captain! Keep my cousin safe!
Давай, иди сюда, иди сюда. Блин, там осталось чуть-чуть.
The beast is awoken!
Come now, let's lend them a hand.
Greenblood, how do you fare?
Fine, fine. It is dead.
Are you wounded?
I'm well. Your lessons have proven effective.
I've never seen a beast this size. It's quite extraordinary.
Cousin, what a fight. You were illustrious.
I'm not of the same mind. I have the feeling it was already weakened. I did nothing more than finish it off.
Your humility remains a constant. But believe me, that battle was absolutely epic.
Ну я не хочу ничего. Что дальше-то? Очки талантов пока не хочу скидывать.
Madam, gentlemen. Your cousin's enthusiasm is most impressive.
This journey is his long-awaited chance to prove his worth. He has a demanding father.
More likely he's just happy to be free of this hornet's nest.
I definitely know I am. That's certain.
Stations, lads! Weigh anchor and ready her to wear. Lively now, lively! Catch me a win!
What a charming welcoming committee. Gentlemen, I am Constantine of House Orsay, your new governor. I have no idea what sort of ceremony you've prepared for my arrival, but I would gladly skip it, so... Indeed, these are rather peculiar customs. I see, it seems you were quite intent on serving me a drink. Hello? Cat got your tongue, gentlemen? Would it be those annoying beaks?
I am truly sorry. These doctors should have shown a greater measure of courtesy. Thank you, dear doctors. Move along. Don't trouble the Naughts. Pay no attention to them. Instead, just drink. The long voyages at sea require the appropriate treatment as soon as we land. According to our scientists, without fortifiers, you might catch your death, and that would be quite regrettable.
I should have chosen death. This concoction is liquid torture.
I would think that they would have warned you on the ship.
Not in the slightest. And you must be Lady Morange, my predecessor.
You are correct.
There you are!
To your health!
Aha! You got your dose of bile too. Allow me to present to you Lady Morange, and to you, my dear lady, my most trusted cousin. Where is the captain?
He seems to be preoccupied with some sort of admiral.
Indeed. Then I will have to thank him later for this most marvelous voyage. Excellency, lead me to the palace, I beg you. And, whenever possible, go by way of all the intriguing alleyways. I am dying with impatience to discover this new city. My city!
Your Excellence! We must wait for our escort!
No need. Have no fear, for I am here to defend you, my lady.
I've been scullied.
How so?
My admiral laid me off.
My cousin was nonetheless delighted with your services. I hope that there was no misunderstanding.
None, I'm sure of it. She just ordered me to give you any assistance you might need.
This request doesn't seem to please you.
Don't take offense, but it's not pleasant for a captain to abandon his ship. In any case, here I am at your service, for a while.
Ну ладно, на сегодня все, и вот даже вот все это предисловие затянулось на 4 часа. Я, то есть, на этот остров приплыл, я, блин... Че, это только локация или это весь остров? Фиг его знает. Наверное, это просто локация отдельная. Ну вот я ту локацию, там сколько было всего лишь... Где посмотреть вот пройденные? Вот. 3 задания всего, по-моему. Ну, еще основное, если... Ну это тоже, вот это я его еще не довыполнил. Ну, короче, 5 заданий, блин, 4 часа я проходил. Не, ну я-то играю на, естественно, тяжелой сложности, но это не важно, то есть... Ладно. Так и буду, наверное, по одной локации проходить. Ну, реально долго идет. Так что всем пока на сегодня. Ну, на сейчас, по крайней мере.